Hi guys, Dorota Palicka here. In today's video I'm going to do some short review of the nail forms, and also I will cover how to correctly apply the nail forms. So I have cut my nails, and this way I can demonstrate that on the live human. Normally the forms I'm working with, that's the Nail Perfect forms, and I use them for both for a salon work and also for a stiletto nails. But currently I had a chance to buy some extra long form designed by Krista Paulitti. So I'm really excited to actually do this lens stiletto nails. Oh my gosh, this will be really exciting. I will really want to show you how to apply the forms correctly. So the first and the most important part when you do the sculpting nails is to prepare your natural nail or a client natural nail. You have to shape it into the nice rounded short shape, like you don't want them over too long. And actually I've got great nails because some of them have got really deep folds, and as you can see it, especially on this one, there might be a difficulty to apply the form. Then I also got a very high hyponychium, and that's a skin which rests directly underneath of my nail bed here. It's pretty painful, and your clients might have it as well, so you really want to make sure you don't hurt them, and also that you fit in the form properly, so later on you don't get any leakage of the product. So I have shaped my nail. I can shape this one as well, because this one is definitely worth to show you. Because my nail bed is much shorter on this nail compared to this one, I don't want to go over too short with it. But still keep it nice and round shape. If I would go too short with this nail, it will give me a trouble because of those deep side walls. Some people have got flat nails, some people have got rounded nails, and you need to pick up the correct form cutting for them. And I've got my scissors. Okay, so what you do is you pull the form, then you take a sticker and you put it right on the back. Don't put it too close, because if you need to cut it, and in a case when we've got high hyponychium, we definitely need to cut it. You want to make yourself easier job. Then we need to open the form, and we need to pre-pinch it in between our fingers. You roll it nice. So because I've got high hyponychium, I can't push the form anymore, and the place for this nail which we're going to cut is just this place here. We need to make it a little bit bigger so it doesn't hurt when we put the form in, and also that the form sits in nice. Okay, you cut a little bit and you can check it, how is it going to fit it now. You can see it goes more in, but I would still feel it underneath of my nail that it is hurting a little bit. So you can trim it a little bit more. You check it. Yeah, that doesn't hurt anymore. There's a few different ways of applying the form. You can roll it in between your fingers and then hook it underneath of the nail, then close it. Because I work quite often on myself, I like to pre-close the wings just a little bit, and then slide the form. A good tip I can give you is when you're doing a client nail, this is going to be bad, but let's pretend this is a client finger. This is going to be a good demonstration. So this is a client finger, and what they usually do is they keep those fingers into the different funny position, you know, they go like, and they try to help you, sticking it this way, sticking it this way, and then you just like really want to swear. But what I do to prevent that, I don't want them to give me any help. I put my hand this way so they don't see what I'm doing, and then I can slide this form right underneath of their nail. Once I've got the place, I can release this hand and they don't help me anymore, and then I can squeeze the wings. So by hiding it from the clients, they don't put their hands into the funny positions, because I think that just makes it more difficult. If the hand is nicely relaxed, it's much easier to apply the form correctly. So in my case, I would slide the form without of hiding it to you. I want to make sure, especially with the index fingers, which grows quite down, I want to make sure the form is nice and straight. So you can see it on the white background. It comes out nice and straight. You don't want to go this way because that will give you a droppy nail. You don't want to go, of course, too high. You just want to go nice and straight. What else I have noticed is if we've got these tabs close and they overlap each other, the form is always placed down. You can see it. But if they are not overlapping each other, then that means the form is in a correct place. So that's kind of the easiest way to find the correct place for your form. You also have to follow these two bones we've got in here, because you can see it. We need to find a happy medium, especially for this nail. At those, the bones are going nice and straight, so that's mean this form should go here. If I would only follow those two bones, the form will need to go, let me see, yeah, somewhere like this. And it looks funny. I cannot, like, normally that's how we follow, but I cannot only follow those two bones because my natural nail goes like, my finger goes straight, then it goes really bendy in this way, and then it's kind of straighten up again. You can see it how it looks. So, and then this way and this way. So we need to follow the shape of the finger and a natural nail to find the happy medium and the right balance. Another place to look at is this line in the middle. So it has to go right in the middle. So my middle of the nail plate is somewhere here, and that's mean I have to move my form a little bit. So you want to place it right in the middle, then you check if it's nice and straight. You check this position, yes, it goes nice and straight. So because I'm happy with the placement, 100%, I can start closing the form. And I quite like to secure it at first in this place here. So squish it a little bit. Of course, depends what shape we're going. That's how we close the form. For a square nails, we would keep it open in here. For a stiletto nails or a coffin nails, we would close the form more. So the shape I like the most is a coffin shape, and I would squeeze the form just like that. So this way you can see we have no gapping in here. The form is nice and secure, and then I can close all the tabs to make sure that is nice and steady. So this is how you would apply the form. You can still pre-pinch it more and more. This is the way how you would apply the form in the case of the high hyponychium. Okay. If someone has a really wide sides like I do, you would take a nail form, fill out the sticker, again just down below, and now the place we want to mainly cut is this place here, just to make it wider, so the form is that the fingers, the side walls of the fingers are not going to block the form from the pinching, because otherwise the nail will look really wide, and I don't like those kind of look. So I pre-pinch the form in between my fingers, and the place I want to cut is to make sure the form goes wider to suit my wide fingers, fat ones. And when working in a salon, I usually find it that's cutting this first layer is the best for me, because I don't need a full length of the form anyway. So going something like this is going to give me a really good form application. And I don't need to cut out any hyponychium place. My nut, like nail here, is pretty straight, so this way it will fit pretty nice. I pre-close the form, and you can see normally I wouldn't be able to close this form in here, so because I actually might show you on another form. So put this one on the side. I want to show you why we have done that, so you can see it really well. If we wouldn't prep the form, what would happen is you can see that I cannot, because of those places, I cannot pinch the form nice, because it will start to break. Of course, what else you could do is you could cut these places here to loosen this form a little bit, but I think playing with the form when it's applied on the nail can change the placement of it, and not necessarily always end up good. Then you can have a wee gap in there. That's why I like to pre-cut it before, but there is nothing wrong with this technique. You can also just loosen the form, and you can see how much nicer pinch we can get if we do this cut. If we wouldn't, the form would go in here and it will look like really flat and ugly. So I show you on the one I have cut. Nice and straight. Again, I don't want the finger nail to look like it is growing down the way, so I have to make sure the form goes nice and straight. That it goes nice and straight. This finger is at least straight, it just has fatty side walls. And then I can pre-pinch it gently in between my fingers. Don't squeeze too strong at the one time, because then you can kind of break the form. I usually do it very gently, right to the maximum. I like those well pinched nails. And then I can just secure it and make it stabilized. So this way, again, I don't have any gaps in the form, and that's pretty easy way to apply the forms. There is few other tips which I can give you when applying the forms. Make sure like there is no any filing bits and pieces left underneath of the nail, because that can cause later on that you get those ugly jumps underneath, and that will be caused by the dust. And obviously that's you always pre-cut your forms. Now, I'm really excited to try out those forms and as well. As I say, I have got them from Krista Paulitti. I hope I pronounced that right. And you can see, oh my gosh, you can see the length of them is crazy. Okay, so what I really like about those forms, they're so long, and normally I have to attach two forms to get those stiletto nails. So I was taking like one form, and then I was taking another form to get the desired look. And they are pretty long forms, so when I compare them to the length, let me do it, when I compare them, oh my gosh, yes, they are 3 times longer than our stiletto forms. So imagine what crazy nails I will be able to do it. Again, I would secure this one here, and the finger I want to demonstrate will be my index finger. So I definitely need to cut out a little bit for my hyponychium. And I quite like because it has the lines, so that's probably like lines for a high hyponychium. I can cut out mine, open this form. And because of this length, it's actually quite challenging to pre-pinch these forms, but they line up really nice together, and I can pinch them really, really well. Again, do it very gentle and very slowly, so you can get this extreme look. And then, oh my gosh, this is exciting. Again, I would want my tabs to be open because I want the nail to go straight all the way through. You don't want it to go down. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm desperate. I am desperate to do the nails on those forms. So I think you will have to stay with me, and I will do something crazy on those nails. Something totally crazy on those nails. Oh my god. This is the length, huh? So they feel so weird, those two. And yeah, I'm definitely fancy those length of the stiletto nails. And I feel those forms are amazing for those kind of work. They're really nice and stiff. I think the only trouble I will have will be how to cure them in the lamp. And I've got my lamp in here. I will pull it a little bit. Yeah, so that will be the biggest minus. I will have to probably open up the lamp and then cure it kind of this way. Yeah, it will be definitely very challenging. I think I will do some video for you guys how to sculpt the nails, the longest stiletto nails. So thanks for watching and see you later. Bye.